36. Alright, we'll go draft our cloister outside and just see what the north room has. If the north exit looks any different than the other two. And then honestly, at some point I would like to try dare mode or curse mode, or maybe one of these two. Day one. The day one trophy. Yikes, that'll be hard. Trophy of wealth seems kind of doable. Yeah, all of these are doable. You just got to really commit to them. So I'll have to find a day to commit to those. Let's go grab our cloister of Rinna, which is funny to put out here, because I can't draft anything off of it. Cloister of Rinna. Oh no! Oh, you dumb. The cloister costs 3. That was silly. That was silly. Crap. Okay. I'm gonna take a tool shed, and today we will try and unlock the chess puzzle. So we need an office. We need a study or a chamber. I think if we just take blue rooms on our Banner of the King, we'll have a pretty good shot of getting this all done to switch our chess power. I'll do it. I don't know if that's a good call or not, but I feel so silly that I didn't account for the extra gems I needed. The other 2 boxes are true. That can never be true, because then they would all be true. This box does not contain the gems. This box contains the gems. If this box does not contain the gems, this can be true, and this can be false, which means they're in here. Tricky. Cool. Okay. We've taken out all 3 of these books. So we should, and we've taken out that, so we'll take out Drafting Strategy Volume 4, and then we'll have Drafting Strategy Volume 5, and then from then on we will probably like continuously pick up a new clue, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with that book. Hey, mailroom. As much as I'd love to take the office, I will absolutely take the mailroom. Okay, we've got a ton of letters to read, which is great news. So I think we've read up to this one. I hate that I can't look at the stamps. That's an Arch Aries stamp. Looks industrial. Okay. Can't see anything from that one. That is a... I don't know, but it's got a turtle. Hold on. Turtles was one of the options for transportation, which sounds preposterous, but turtleback travel is one of the options. And it's an orange stamp of people on turtles. Do I know who orange is? Coratia's orange. So I'm gonna put turtleback travel. We'll put it with a question mark, but that seems likely. Okay, this is the one about the lab. This was the one about how to... Yeah, about getting power to different places. And there is a... I think we've seen this stamp before. I think it's a... That's the Morajai stamp. Real quick. Fenari's one... Well, we've already gotten Fenari's, so we don't need that. You. Simon, let me know if I'm writing to you too much. No, that could never be true. Write me all the letters, Randolph. Let me know if I'm writing you too much. I've never been too good at gauging where the line of impropriety is, and for all I know, maybe the help I'm offering you with these letters is unwanted. Maybe you're perfectly fine without my help. It's been a bit of a moral quandary for me as I've written these, as I'm fairly certain your uncle didn't want us to assist you on your quest. Still, if it was that important, I have to believe he'd have the foresight to specifically instruct us not to interfere. Nothing ever deterred him from that level of supervision in the past, and after working alongside him for over a decade, I like to at least imagine that we were friends, and that I knew him well. In conclusion, I think he would have found the level of help I've offered well within the acceptable range. This is funny. This is like the developers justifying their giving hints. I haven't spoken too much about him since his departure, and I know you didn't know him that well, but as soon as you're ready, I'm going to have plenty of stories to tell. He was a fearless businessman with the greatest respect for invention. Of all the laboratories I've worked in, I can tell you Mount Holly was a gem. Gem. That feels like a jab in some way. I mean, I know it costs a gem to draft the lab, and I'm hoping that we can continue that work once you've taken up the reins. But I won't get ahead of myself. You still have to find the 46th room. Okay. The only thing I'm gleaming from this is Mount Holly was a gem, but I don't know what that means. That stamp looks crazy, but I can't see it. Can't see all the stamps. Okay, what do you got for me? Dear Simon, after giving it some thought, I've decided I'm going to continue helping you. I also just had a small chat with the probate lawyer, and he assures me there's nothing in the Baron's instructions that would preclude me from offering you my modest assistance. So, let me tell you what I know. About a week before Sinclair died, something rather curious happened. A few lab assistants were called by Mrs. Babbage, the house manager, to remove several floor plans from Sinclair's drafting studio. Typically, all of the unused floor plans are kept there, and I've never heard of them being moved to another location, nor would I presume to guess the reason for such an action. I'm not sure which floor plans were removed or where they were moved to, save one, which I was instructed to remove myself. Assuming it was not moved again after I hid it, you should be able to find it in the observatory, hidden within the lens compartment of the telescope therein. If there was a reason behind the removal of these floor plans from the drafting studio, hopefully this will serve as the first illuminating step towards finding out why. Okay, A, this is cool because it is an explanation for why some of the floor plans are just laying around the grounds. B, I guess a new floor plan is in the observatory. What? Floor plan hidden within the lens compartment of the telescope. Within the lens compartment. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it won't be too hard to figure out once we're in there. Okay, that's really cool. I'm excited to see what that's all about. Hey Simon, I'm going to assume at this point you've likely... Oh wait, real quick. I think that is... Iraja Irai? It looks like the right side says. I need to bring a magnifying glass here. I'm going to add to the list of places to bring the magnifying glass, the mailroom to look at all these stamps. But I can't tell anything from this other than it's Iraja, and from what we know, Iraja is purple and it looks purple, so... Alright. Hey Simon, I'm going to assume at this point you've likely reached the upper ranks of the house and run into our keycard security doors. These are actually a fairly new addition to the house that were designed by Kirk Darren and myself. Kirk Darren, I think, is a pseudonym. If I go to my miscellaneous, I think I have written down somewhere. It was a green memo found in the locker room, and it says Kirk Darren is a pseudonym. Okay. A pseudonym for what? I'm curious if it's a acronym? Not an acronym, an anagram? Maybe? I don't know. These are actually a fairly new addition to the house that were designed by Kirk Darren and myself, and were installed after an unfortunate incident 2 years ago when some of your uncle's correspondence was stolen by a member of the staff who'd somehow managed to reach a room that they should not have been able to find. Okay. I was assuming that was the red letters, but maybe not. We're still not 100% sure how he got past the antechamber seals, but it was clear after that episode that not every member of the staff should have unchecked access to the higher ranks of the estate. Cool. It's important to note here that in my own experience, I've found every other member of the staff to be extremely trustworthy and unwavering in their loyalty to your uncle. Oh. I think it was Ravane. Denny Ravane? The groundskeeper who was fired for stealing mail? Maybe? That's my guess. Still, after that incident, we decided to err against our own confidences and opted to install a state-of-the-art security system, issuing keycards to only the most trusted members of the senior staff. If you find the security doors become an annoyance while you're attempting to navigate the house, you should be able to lower their frequency from the security terminal, and there's even a nifty trick to unlock them by utilizing the utility closet in conjunction with the security settings. Yes, I figured that out well on my own, thank you. Commonplace, standard, unusual. Okay, and we figured this out on our own, that the little dots underneath the rooms when you draft them tells you the rarity of the room. I don't know why, because you can always just look at the rarity of the room in the directory, but I guess that's helpful for when you're drafting a new room or something. Okay, this is nuance. That is the nuance one, and it's green, and it has an airship, slash, I don't know, blimp. Okay, so that's mode of transportation, color, centerpiece. I can't remember the name for that. So we're missing weather. We're missing weather and type of society. Okay, cool. I'm really enjoying these stamps. Simon falling. Oh, this is how you get to the elevator. Man, all of these hints that would have been so nice to have earlier. Following up on the map I created outlining the steam power duct system, I thought it would be helpful to provide you with a corresponding map for gas power, which is an outdated system that currently is only utilized outside the house in locations on the grounds. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad the stamps are here, otherwise I'd be really upset with how little we're getting out of these letters, but Simon, just in case it wasn't explicit in the emails, I decided to contact DC Power directly and get some additional usage instructions. This is just going to be for how to unlock the gemstone. This information is actually as much for me. I'll spend minutes just pressing random buttons and blah. Speak. Personally design the system. As always, yeah. 5 of the 6 indicator lights are all the same color. Pressing the 6th will always sync it up to the other 5. If all 6 are green, it turns blue. If all 6 are purple, white, pressing a blue indicator will turn it off and flip both its neighbors to blue unless one of those neighbors is red. Yeah, damn. Figured all that out on our own. Okay. Well, we've got more letters to go, and we did get one thing out of that, the observatory thing. So I'm excited to see what that's about. There's the observatory. All right. Let's see if we can. Wow, we got offered the freezer all the way down here. In the lens compartment? Does that mean this? Let me read what I wrote down again. Within the lens compartment of the telescope. Nope, that's all it says. Lens compartment. Maybe that? Lens compartment. Well, first of all, let's just look. What is this? Oh, that's Diamondus Major. That's Clavis. Southern Cross. No, that's Diamondus Minor. What is this? Oh, it's the sail. Cool. Okay. Happy about the sail. Happy about all the gems as well. In in the lens compartment. Are you the lens compartment? So maybe I need to rotate it so that I can reach this thing? Alright, this is up, down, not left, right. Oh, it kind of starts to clip into that. Let's try rotating it around. I don't know what the lens compartment is. I assumed that's this, but I don't know. Alright, let's keep going. Unless that's the... Oh, that's the lens compartment. You know what's crazy? Is I think we almost found this on day 1. Our very first observatory, we came up here and we were messing around with this. It's gonna be in here. Wow. You could totally find this on your own. You almost found it a couple times. Really? Wow. If I'd found this on my own on like day 1, that would have been so crazy. Planetarium. If you call it a day in planetarium, gain 2 stars. Yeah, absolutely. It's a dead end. Okay, I was gonna say I feel like maybe it replaces the observatory, but it doesn't, I don't think. A circular theater featuring a dome-shaped projection screen upon which scenes of the stars and galaxies allow viewers to experience the splendor of the heavens. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited about that. New room is always exciting. Wow, I definitely could have found that on my own. A little disappointed I didn't, but glad I've got it now. That is cool. Sure, we're gonna be digging. We've got the kennel. Let's get a detector shovel. A mallet. Mallet. Why did I call it a mallet? Sledgehammer. I don't think I have written down that I can find a sledgehammer here. The workshop. Battery pack, coin purse, broken lever. Sledgehammer. Okay, so you can find all kinds of stuff here. Let's do this. Shovel detector. It's a smasher. Yeah, sorry. You're right. My bad. A smasher. I've been put some respect on its name. I was half-assed trying to stop saying smasher for a few days, and then I just leaned into it and decided it was a smasher, and then I just reverted to calling it a mallet for some reason now. I'm gonna prioritize the study first. An apple, gem. Okay, did I forget to summarize this one? Red letters. I did. I forgot to summarize this one. Written from Caleb to Marion. Be prepared for our plans to be set in motion in a month until we meet on the shore of the White Sands. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, I think there's nothing else about this room other than the passive. So we'll go over to the conference room. Boop, 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 boop. Scoop. I guess it's a metal lunchbox. Oh, coin purse. I know you can find a coin purse in the dining room. Did I have that one written down? And take a reading nook facing this way. And then we can get a second library and we can actually get the drafting book today. Key from the nook. And a trunk. Smash. I smash. More gems. Holy crap, the gems today. And we have the study. So, I mean, we can find whatever rooms we want today. Left-facing library. Yeah, sure. Let's read a book on drafting, shall we? I should be the only one to have checked this out because I'm the one who bought it. Cool. Okay. So, again, I'm gonna try and just blow through this, and you can pause. You can pause if you want to read them in detail. It's very important to choose the right tools, techniques. Dive into the vast realm of inventory. Bring to life the money. That's cool. Classic compasses and T-squares. Okay, so this is gonna explain the mechanics of a lot of these. That's good, because I have questions about the mechanics of like how the compass works and stuff like that. Repellent spray. Why remove gem costs when you can just remove the whole room? Repellent spray can free you of an annoying floor plan for up to a week? What? That's so funny. Never seen that before. That's a very funny one. Ivory die, reroll. Brass compass. That adjusts the orientation of floor plans. If a room has another exit, it will have a high chance to lead north. Okay, that makes sense. So it doesn't affect what you draw, but what you draw will likely be rotated to face north. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, we've seen all three of those. 16 total discs have been issued. Okay, so there are 16 total upgrade discs. Okay, I don't know how many we've got. If I had to guess, we've got like 8. Cool. Do we get anything we didn't already know out of this? I guess clarification on the compass. We didn't know repellent spray existed. 16 total discs. Honestly, we didn't get much out of that, but it was a cool read. It's a cool read. Not upset about it. Boiler room is kind of nice. It connects us up with over here. Take it. We could try and roll for a freezer here. We could roll for a freezer. Feels a little silly to do that. We'll roll a couple times. I'll roll one more time. One more time. Oh my god, we got it. Okay, the problem that I didn't think of is that taking... Oh, why didn't I think of this? Taking the freezer here... Oh, well, you know what? Actually, I was gonna say it stops us from being able to use our coins or gems right now, but if we succeed in melting the freezer here, I bet it disables the effect. I'm tempted to take the gallery, but god, for science, I gotta do it. I gotta take the freezer. Okay, there's actually a thermometer in the bottom corner telling us we're at negative 16°C. Master Sinclair's personal freezer. Okay, so it's not a red letter, it's just a letter. And then what looks like a prism key? Okay, so let's run power to this. Please work. Please work. I'll be big sad if this doesn't work. No. It doesn't work. Well, crap. We've ruined a great run. We ruined a great run. Why? I was convinced there were vents in here for some reason. Ah. Dang it. Okay. Well, hold on. If there aren't vents in here, then we definitely don't need to, like, connect the furnace through vents or anything like I thought I had to do. Interesting. Okay. Do we just have to, like, draft the furnace close to it or something? Or I guess maybe our burning glass theory was right, but... Dang it. Dang it, dang it. Screwed ourselves. I'll take a pull here. No. Oh, I can't. I can't even take rooms that require gems. Holy crap. You dum-dum. You dum-dum. I mean, we did it for science. In the name of science, it's Doing things for science is always worth it. Cool, we pulled a planetarium. Wow, this room is gorgeous. This room is so pretty. Okay, there's a letter there. Nothing in here. Okay, let's see what you have to say. Star schedule. Survey of constellations observed at the Mount Holly. Oh, okay, so it is predetermined. It's not like if you have this many, you could find this combo or this combo or this combo. It is predetermined. Other notable night skies observed. 29. First appearance of both Diamondus Minor and Major in the same sky. 47 different constellations observed in a single night. And at 50, there's a new constellation. That's cool. Okay, this thing is what's lighting up the stars in the sky. God, that's pretty. It's very pretty. And here, they are actually moving, unlike in the observatory. Observatory. Now, does that matter? What can I do with the information that they are moving? Wait for them to line up a certain way or something? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be calling it a day here, because I want to call it a day in a 4-doored room for the outer room for tomorrow. We could potentially call it a day in the rotunda, which is technically a 4-doored room. Okay, this room's really cool. There's definitely more to it that I don't know right now. Can't believe I can't use freaking gems now. I got offered drafting studio and I can't use my gems. Whoa. What? There's new stuff in the break room. Presumably you get all these same things no matter what upgrade you took, right? I think it is upgrade dependent. That's crazy, because I'm about to get hints that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't choose this upgrade. HS Sinclair and Ann Babbage are the only two on the estate with network admin access. Wrong. Staff contracts are no longer kept on the highest rank. Staff contracts are no longer kept on the highest rank. What does that mean? The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It's with unprecedented sadness. Okay, I've read this note. I've read this note, but I don't remember where I read this. Added some break room stuff like a coffee maker and whatnot. Added a jukebox. Rules for staff. 1 point per consecutive dartboard solved during breaks. It wouldn't make sense for staff info to be in another one of the upgrade options. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Okay, then maybe none of this info is actually going to be hints, it's just lore? I don't know, it seems weird to me that you would get some information for taking one of the upgrades over another. Plus 1 point per consecutive dartboard solved during breaks. Each week point total resets and weekly leader gets an extended lunch. That's fun. This is definitely a puzzle. I agree, but there is always multiple ways to get info. Yeah, that's true. I just, like, where else would I find these two? This, particularly. Not that I know what it means, but where else would I find that? 5 squared is 25, minus 15 is 10. Oh! Okay, so I'm assuming you square the result after the color. So 18 minus 16 is 2, squared is 4? Is that how this works? Is, okay. 20 minus 16 is 4, squared is 16. Okay, cool. There's still harder levels to these puzzles. Only getting more difficult. Oh, keycard. Okay, now we wouldn't mind finding code check. Although we could always just end in the break room if we wanted. But because we have Blessing of the Monk, we still want to end in a 4-doored room. It's funny, all of a sudden we have all these different mechanics for where we end our day, where that was never something we had before. This is a good time for a silver key. We can go closed exhibit. Do we have any reason to go aquarium? I don't think so. I'll go closed exhibit, see if there's anything new to this. We found a Mordjai allowance box here one time. Was this note here last time and I didn't see it? Has this note been added, or did I literally not see this note last time? That's funny. Big security. Alright. Dearest children. Children. I wonder if that's a reference to the children of Blackwater. The pieces are in place and all rigid cogs have been greased. However, if our ambitious plans are to succeed, we must strike this Tuesday. The routine changing of guard personnel on the first of each month means the opportunity we've created for ourselves will likely never be so opportune. If we wait even one additional week, the window will be closed. On Tuesday, there will be 3 royal guards stationed at Learson Hall, 2 of which will be wearing black gloves in lieu of the traditional white. We would be wise to sacrifice almost everything to avoid the white-gloved guard, striking only when he takes a recess. 2 black-gloved guards have been instructed to bind, blind, and gag themselves, to spare us the precious extra minutes it would take your group to execute that task on their behalf. Wow, they're gonna help make it look like they got. However, that also means that once we reach the exhibit, we will truly be on our own. May the black shores guide us. May the black skies shield us. May our fathers be proud of us. In arms, your faithful soldier, Pharaoh. I'm going to add Pharaoh to our list of people. Cool. Very cool. Let's go south. Go south first. Ching. Let me in. Okay. I'll take a gallery. The other 2 are useless to us, so we can try and make some gallery progress. But we can't put the keycard in now, because we need it. Alright, well, we won't code check anything yet, but we'll have to remember to come back. Alright, I am going to grab a snack real quick, refill my water, and then work on these puzzles. See if we can solve a couple more of these paintings. Be right back. And hello, it's that time. It's voiceover time. This puzzle took me, let's look at the footage, nearly an hour. And I only got 2 of them without help. I actually, unfortunately, needed to ask chat for a hint on the 4th one. But obviously I'm not going to make you watch all that, and I couldn't find a reasonable way to edit this into any kind of coherent collection of clips that actually explain the thought process. So I'll just voice it over and explain how you get the solutions. So we already had Think from the first time. Think actually kind of sets the stage for a theme of how these of what the solutions are going to be. So it ends up being think, ponder, realize, and ruminate. Think, ponder, realize, ruminate. Very cool. It's like, you know, a summary of the process of solving puzzles. Pretty cool how they did that. I, for the most part, enjoy these in hindsight. I think they had a few too many red herrings, and I think the 4th one is like just really, really difficult. But anyway, the second one is we've got the giant P in the sky. and then we have the two wagons full of items. And eventually you put together that every item is a red item: apple, rose, fire hydrant, wagon. And then eventually you notice that the second wagon is a mirrored version of the first wagon. And so you end up with red, but red backwards, which is der, D-E-R. And you put the P on top of the der, and you get P on der, or ponder. This one, you know, it's a little, that's what I'm looking for. It's a little stretchy. You gotta be pretty creative to put it together, but I do like it. I mostly like the red backwards der. It took me to notice the stop sign said like pots, you know, instead of stop, for me to realize that it was all mirrored. So overall, that one was pretty cool, though difficult. This third one is actually my favorite one. This one's really, really cool. There is a wine bottle with the letters GENU, and then there is a table made of the letters VERI. So out of those two things, you can get genuine, or genuine, and very table, or veritable. Two words that essentially mean to be real. And so it's real, surrounded by a bunch of eyes, so it's real eyes. I will say this one was my favorite because I like the actual solution of genuine, veritable, and eyes. I still don't quite understand why it says actual objective. I don't know if that's a red herring or if I'm missing something. But yeah, I don't love the red herrings in these puzzles. Like, I feel like they're cool puzzles on their own. Like, the first one, Think, was neat. The thin K was cool, but it was weird having the solution being Think, and then there's just, I don't know, handcuffs in the sky and stuff. I don't know. That's personal preference. I'm sure some people love the red herrings, but I find they detract a little bit. And the fourth one. This one is a beast of a puzzle. And if I'm being honest, I think it's too hard, personally. I needed a hint. I asked chat for a hint. Or 2 or 3, I actually don't remember. The answer is ruminate. And it is a room in 8. So, it's a room. You're looking at a room. Obviously, there's the 8, the sideways 8. That's where the 8s come from. And then the in is from fin, bin, sin, skin. There's a couple more. It's all of these words that end in. I found that part very difficult. I don't know that my brain would have gone there. The beautiful part of puzzle games like this is that everybody's mind works differently, and it's cool to see how people put puzzles like this together. Personally, I really struggled with this one, so if you enjoyed this one, you know, kudos to you, but this one really gave me a hard time. Anyway, you end up with Think, Ponder, Realize, Ruminate. And very, very cool. So let's see what you get from that. Ruminate. Ruminate. Wow. Oh my god. That one's hard. That one's really hard. It would have been ages before I got that without you helping at all. Wow. Whoa, you're a special looking key. It's got an 8 on it. Is this gonna unlock room 8 or something? Key 8. Presumably will unlock room 8. Okay. Yeah, I've been curious about this. The problem is, I'm done drafting today. So I'm gonna need to find the gallery on another day. Damn. Damn. Very cool looking key. Very, very cool. Wow. Ruminate. Okay. Or code check it. Oh, that's a good point. I could go code check it. Yeah, I'll probably do that. That's better than the key card. Um, wow. Ruminate. Okay, with a fresh brain, I might have gotten to ruminate as a synonym for think and stuff. That I probably could have put together. I think the only way I was going to get this was from think, ponder, realize. I don't think I ever would have gotten ruminate without knowing those. With knowing them, I would have eventually come to this, but ding. Alright, let's retrieve our keycard and check our key 8. Very excited to see what room 8 is, because I think that's the only normal room. Yeah, that's the only non-found or studio added room that we haven't seen. So that's cool. It's kind of fitting having the planetarium off of our dark room. That's funny. Okay, so I wanted to compare this to... We had like a star chart kind of thing that we got from whatchamacallit, from one of the classrooms. Mora looks like the name of our planet, so Mora Jai is named after that. Dauja, I've seen that name before. I think one of the statues is named that. Mamona, Vea, Venomont, something like that? I don't know. Hard to tell. Hard to tell what the heck those say. Okay. Well, in that case, we will go back to the entrance hall, and we'll end there. Oh, I really screwed myself with that freezer. I mean, I knew I was doing it, and I did it anyway. It was a choice, but it was a bad choice. Alright. Calling it here. What the heck? The Perplexing Museum of Tomorrow? The Perplexing Museum of Tomorrow. 5 tomorrow rooms. Mailroom. Freezer. Planetarium. Coat check. Break room's now a tomorrow room. Wow. Oh man, if only we had the clock tower, we'd be starting with 5 keys tomorrow. 3 puzzle rooms. The gallery itself is so important it shows up as one of these things. I'm surprised that doesn't count as a puzzle room. Closed exhibit. 5 tomorrow rooms, yeah. Okay, well, that was not the day we wanted it to be, but let's run it back real quick, and just see what happens with trying to draft the entrance hall out in the outer room.